Last month, the Patriots won their 6th Super Bowl in the last 18 years, which tied them for the most all time. These two men have more rings than all but one team to ever take an NFL field, including the Staten Island Stapletons. But you might not know that there was once a time where the Patriots were historically awful. Maybe the worst franchise the NFL had ever seen. In 1990, the Patriots put up one of the worst seasons in the history of the modern NFL. Like bottom 2 or 3 seasons ever at that time. Thanks $76 for making sure they didn't grab the #1 spot for that. They started the season 1-1. Not too bad, not too bad. Only the way they quote celebrated after their first win was a bit
horny.
After their first win, they basically decided that sexually harassing a reporter was a good idea. And the owner of the team at the time was like okay with it. As you can see, he didn't really take the reporter's side. And you think Robert Kraft is in hot water now? Imagine if this had happened today. And the dude like joked about it afterwards, making fun of her. Could you imagine the level of controversy there would have been today if Robert Kraft had done this instead of just like solicit prostitution like any 12-year-old on GTA? Anyway, I digress. They didn't get to celebrate like that anymore the rest of the year. Or at all. That would be the only Patriots win of the whole season. In week 2, meaning that these guys ended the year losing 14 straight games. During that stretch, they lost to all of the following teams by 3 touchdowns or more. Bengals, Jets, Eagles, Chiefs, Steelers, and the Jets again. The Jets beat New England by 3 touchdowns twice in the same season. They actually put up an average of 40 points too in those 2 wins against New England. Imagine if the Jets beat New England by like over a touchdown at all. Today, how nuts the entire state of Massachusetts would go. There were also some very notable lowlights to that season as well. Against the Redskins, their attendance was only about 22,000, which is a little bit more than a Tampa Bay Rays game. And the quality of the game they saw wasn't anything to be proud of either. The Patriots and their fans gave up on the year pretty early. Just watch this clip of their defense allegedly trying to stop Randall Cunningham.
He's got the first down on 2nd down, and then some. Cunningham down the sideline, he'll score!
The season was capped off by a loss at home to the eventual champion Giants, where more Giants fans showed up and supported their team than did Patriots fans. I bet you're thinking to yourself that they probably turned this around the next year through their #1 overall draft pick. Well, they didn't even have that. In 1991, the Patriots had a new head coach, replacing their previous one after only 1 year, and only the 11th pick after going 1-15. 1991 wasn't that awful. They only went 6-10, but they only eclipsed 20 points 5 times on the season. That's not the kind of football you'd want your team to be playing, so it wasn't really good by any standards. But just wait for 1992.
So no miracle for Dante Scarnecchia today in the New England Patriots. They remain the only winless team in the National Football League at 0-9 now. So long from Foxborough Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. The final score, New Orleans 31, New England 14.
How about those insane Patriots fans who were so loud and upset you could hear them on the TV? Yes, in 1992, the New England Patriots, the current model franchise in all of American sports, started 0-9. Then by some miracle, the lowly Pats snuck out 2 consecutive wins. Okay, maybe they might turn it around and not be super awful anymore. Nope, they didn't score at all the next 2 games. They lost a combined 40-0 over the next 2 weeks to Atlanta and Indianapolis. They finished the year 2-14. Think about that. The New England Patriots of all teams had a stretch of 2 seasons in 3 years where the team won 2 games or less. That's really, really bad. So bad that the Patriots were rumored to be relocating to St. Louis. This was before the Rams had already done that. Just pretend a world that Bill Belichick's famed team, the St. Louis Patriots, could have very well set up the gateway to the West for the opportunity to see success that the city doesn't have anymore. Things would get better though. The Patriots would draft a young quarterback the next year named Drew Bledsoe with the 1st overall pick. He would take them to a Super Bowl several years later, which they lost. But in 2001, Drew Bledsoe went down with an injury, and his replacement, a man who went on to help start the longest-running dynasty in football history, and may or may not have some sort of weird relationship with New Englanders.
Do you, like a lot of Patriots fans, have like a full-on, almost sexual attraction to Tom Brady?
This wouldn't have been made possible without some absolutely miserable years to indirectly set them up for that a decade prior. So remember, The next time you see the Patriots go out and win, remember how Cleveland Brownish this team was in the early 90s, and how they very well could be calling St. Louis their home. That just doesn't sit right. The St. Louis Patriots, does that really make any sense to you? All that just to stick around and annoy the fans of 31 other fan bases and keep Bill Burr happy. Wow, did we just go through an entire Patriots video without a Deflategate or Belichick hoodie joke?
I call the shots, I run the balls, I'm Michael Jordan. Hit it with a little bit of push and a little bit of pull when a goddamn mic recording. I bring the heat, I rep the east, I'm like the south. I don't even know what to do with the gold that I get, bitch. I'm Michael Phelps. I'm like LeBron, I get the gold, I'm Sherry Khan. Yo, carry bronze, I'm Randy Moss, I'm Harry Khan. My game on Royce, I'm Barry Bonds.